Zoe Piliafas. I'm a birth doula. I am an educator, a former nonprofit director, and a producer. I've been involved with BUF since I think 2015. When Kimberly Shang was the executive director, I approached her about the mural that's currently on BUF's building of historical Black women, so I helped produce and curate that mural. And most recently, I joined the board. I'm originally from Michigan. I've lived in many different locations. I came here from Durham, North Carolina. I was a teacher, and I got hired here to be the director of the high school graduation initiative. And it was a wide initiative at 9 different schools in the city. After doing that, I joined an international storytelling agency, and I was the director of, it was citizen journalism's in 32 different countries, and I supported women and how to share their stories, and more importantly, how to share the solutions that were happening in their countries. I've also been a film producer. Most recently, I produced a film with Devin Boss called Where Are We Going? It won the Portland International Film Festival's Best Short Doc. And I've taken a career pivot. I'm looking at maternal health and reproductive justice. I've just started a small business. It's called Attuned Birth, and I support women as a doula, an educator, and reproductive justice advocate. I think my favorite part generally in work is the people. I think making connections with people is making powerful things happen. I think when you have a committed group of people, you see innovative solutions, creative solutions, and that's what I want to be part of. I think BUF is important to Portland, Oregon, not just because it's a legacy organization. I think BUF is making very smart decisions around education. I think traditionally we've looked at education as one route. There's high school, and then you move to college. If you're not college bound, we've dismissed many of the other ways that folks need education. And there's been a clear pivot in where BUF's direction is. They've moved into spaces that include advancing apprenticeship fields. They've now started an entrepreneurship program, which I think is very clear in how we change the economic landscape of Portland, Oregon, and beyond. So it's inspiring to see that. I think also what can happen in this building. BUF owns this property, and the decision by this team to build up, and then also who they're going to bring in and what this space can create, I think is going to be legendary for the city and very needed. I think my hope for the future for BUF is to continue this press on what education is. And when I think about one of the most urgent issues that's happening within the Black community, it's a focus on Black maternal health. The rates of what are happening for women at birth, in particular Black women at birth, has a deep sense of urgency in what needs to shift. And part of that shift is how do we expand education? And education can look like workers, doula workers, birth workers, advocates around reproductive justice. So what I would like to see is a further propelling of what education is and looking at reproductive justice.